Using unit rates, topic 13-2, Envision Math 6. How can you use unit rates to solve a proportion? Well, first we need to review. We want to look to see how to find a unit rate. Well, a unit rate must have a 1 in either the numerator or the denominator. That's why it's called a unit rate, because of the single unit, the 1 unit. So let's look at this instance. It says a bicycle tour group travels 245 miles in 5 days. How far do they travel in 1 day if they traveled the same amount each day? So to do this, we are going to convert to a unit rate by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the smaller of the two numbers. So in this instance, the smaller of the two numbers is 5 days. So we want that to equal 1 day. For that to happen, we will divide by 5. So on the numerator, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide by 5. Well, 245 divided by 5 is 49. So this is now a unit rate. They traveled 49 miles in 1 day. Why is it a unit rate? Because it has a 1 in either the numerator or denominator. Now that you remember how to create a unit rate, let's look at how we can use unit rates to solve proportions. Sometimes we are given a unit rate and asked to find a target rate. In this problem, it says if I can type 70 words in 1 minute, how many words can I type in 6 minutes? Now we are starting with a unit rate because of the 1 in the unit. We will convert by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the target unit of 6. We can think of that target unit as the factor that we will be using. You can think of it this way also. If I want to go from 1 to 6, what would I do? Well, in order to change a 1 into a 6, and since we're doing rates, we need to make sure we're using multiplication and division so they remain proportionate. We would have to multiply by 6, which means our conversion factor becomes multiplying by 6. So now we will take that 70 words per minute and multiply it by 6. 7 times 6 is 42. So 70 times 6 will be 420. So your answer is 420 words in 6 minutes. Now let's look at a problem to understand what is meant by using unit rates to solve a proportion. We are going to combine these two processes to go from one rate to a target rate. And we will use the unit rate in between. In this example, another bicycle tour group travels 320 miles in 5 days. How far could they travel in 8 days if they maintained the same average speed? We want to start with a unit rate. So we're going to take our original rate and we're going to convert that to a unit rate. So over here we have 320 miles in 5 days. To convert it to a unit rate, we need to divide 320 by 5. When we divide by 5, that gives us 64 miles in 1 day. We now have a unit rate because we have a 1 in the numerator or denominator. Now we want to go ahead and try to convert this to our target rate. And in our target rate, we are looking for 8 days. So to go from our unit rate to our target rate, to make the 1 turn into an 8, we are going to have to multiply by 8. When we multiply, that gives us 512. So the bicycle tour group could travel 512 miles in 8 days. Keep in mind that for this process, we started with a rate, converted it to a unit rate. Then we took that unit rate and converted it to our target rate. These are all still equal proportions. Sometimes we can even simplify the process and skip the unit rate step. I can see that I could convert 60 into 30. We will skip the unit rate and go straight to the target rate by multiplying both numbers by 5. So the 6, we're going to change to 30. We're going to skip the unit rate and multiply numerator and denominator by 5, because 6 times 5 equals 30. So now we need to do 420 times 5 equals 2,100 words in 30 minutes. Now you try. For this problem, Bobby can deliver 70 newspapers in 25 minutes. How many newspapers can he deliver in 1 minute? So you're going to go from a rate to a unit rate, and then from that unit rate to your target rate. Go ahead and pause the video, and when you hit play again, the answers will appear. Okay, to find the unit rate, I divided 70 by 25, the smaller of the two numbers, which gave me 2.8 papers in 1 minute. When I multiply 2.8 by 30, that gives me 84 papers in 30 minutes. So we converted from the rate to the unit rate, then from the unit rate to the target rate to solve the problem. Now go ahead and do your quick check and see how well you understood today's lesson.